Okay, everyone, welcome to another Wednesday night Big Red Movie Reviews. Tonight, I'm reviewing the 1986 movie Critters with a runtime of 86 minutes. Its director is Stephen Hewick, writers Dominic Muir and Stephen Hewick, and stars Dee Walsh as Helen Brown and Emmett Wallace as Harv, Billy Green Bush as J. Brown, Scott Grimes as Brad Brown, Nadine Van der Velde as April Brown, Don Keith Upper as Charlie McFadden, and Billy Zane as Steve Elliott, Ethan Phelps as Jeff Barnes, Terrence Main as Johnny Still, Erg, Jeremy Lawrence as Preacher, and Lynn Shay as Shelly, and Margot Lee Colgan as Yenti. Plot on this film is basically a massive ball of furry creatures from another world eat their way through a small mid-eastern town, followed by intergalactic bounty hunters. I suppose only by the militant townspeople. And yeah, fun movie. Really enjoy this film. I like the setting of the film. I love how the movie starts. Yeah, but basically the movie starts, on an asteroid, and these furry creatures known as critters escape. And these alien man, floating on something, summons or calls for the bounty hunters to go after him. So for the rest of the film, it's basically critters attacking people. And these bounty hunters arriving on Earth to track down and dispose of these critters. Now with the likes of this film, if I enjoy this film, I always have, even way back when I was watching it when maybe 11 or 12 for the first time, liked it then and still like it now. This film, has great humour, some witty dialogue, from the critic himself. I always laugh at one particular line, which was so unexpected. It's where Helen kills one of the critics, and these always blow me away. They're so funny. I love it every time. It's when one of the critics curse, I mean, the critics stop saying, they got weapons, and Helen goes, so what? Helen up and all, and shit that one of the critics explode into blood and gore, and the other critic goes, fuck. Can't he show the subtitles? It's so funny for a time. And he's probably the real strong word in the whole film. I mean, the casting of this film is so good. We got Dee Walsh, you got Scott Grimes, with Scott Grimes, does, the voice of what's his name? Shit. Yeah, one of the voice members of Family Guy, which is, Steve. Just for his name, Steve. And he's just a youngster in this film. You know, he fights his sister, April. Just typical, siblings, you know, sister and brother type of situation. We got Billy Zane, a very young Billy Zane. That's Steve Elliott. It's just, it's just a small role in this film. He's basically one of the main kills of the film. You see one of the critics attacking him, and as well as one of the cops, he should get pulled on the car. Of course, nothing is shown. Yes, of course, you got Emmett Wells as Harv. Yeah, one don't know. Steve Wells is very popular in the horror genre. As the mother from the movie, with that vicious dog, Cougar. Cool movie, based on, Stephen King book. She's trapped in the car with a little boy with Saint Bernard. I mean, I like her performance in this film. Typical mother, and quite a loving one. The father, as, what's his name? J. Brown, played by Billy Green Bush. Typical father, disciplines his son when needed. Just typical father, and, Nadine Van der Velde as April, just, daughter, sister, type of thing. She fights with a younger brother. And they come to a scene that, she's, acting like a typical, family member. And when Brad has to go out to get someone, she's more says, good luck, friendly folks. Not like they're quarreling, beforehand and early in the movie, but later on the night, they act like typical brother and sister. Of course, we got, Charlie McFadden. He's a typical drunk, off the town. But he's harmless. And he's trying to warn people about aliens and stuff. Of course, when they land, aliens do come. He's trying to warn them, and they wouldn't listen to him. Until these critics arrive and they mess up the town, and that's fun. I really like the story of this film. Always have. It's a cool, take on a typical sci-fi monster movie. Little monsters come from the asteroid and they find a planet to feed on. Which basically is him to feed on these bull, some type of livestock. And then it's, feed on Jeff. Yeah, it's a cool idea for the film. A lot of destruction by the, when the bounty hunters arrive. These critics, make a good threat. They attack. They got a little pins with they shoot at people. We can knock them out. They get very vicious. Of course, Jay gets attacked. Sam and Helen. Cool. Jeff, he gets attacked, but he dies. And we see his body afterwards. What happened to him? Yes. For a time, this film, and, I love the style of this film. You know, the spaceships, models look great. Look really good, 9 out of 6. And they did a real good job on the models. And that I can't think of his name. The one that they asked for the bounty hunters to come out. I can never think of his name. I don't know what his name is. It never revealed, so be hard to look up his name. He looked pretty cool, flying around on that, that thing. I don't know, he emerged to that thing, it's part of that thing, but yeah. Where they haven't took, the bounty hunters with the green faces and how they transform into how they supposed to look on Earth was pretty cool, I love, when and Johnny still changes, U-G, so, Ug, how you pronounce his name, how he changes, pretty cool, his whole face changes to a skull, to a more bloody look, pretty cool. And the kills in the film are actually minimal. He's a lot of attacks, basically Steve is the real kill. And then, I'm not going to mention Jake gets attacked. And Jeff, gets pulled under the car. And Helen, had that little spike front of the neck. Yes. And one other thing I really like this film is actually puppetry of the film. The creators themselves. They are actually pretty cool. Where they look, where they act, how mean they are. And even like the big giant one. And the film had a real good climax. The big giant one, tries to abduct April and take her to the ship. And of course, Brad comes to her rescue and he gets her out with the help of Brad. Sorry, with Charlie. Yeah, and of course, Brad throws one of his crackers into the spaceship. Of course, he drops it, without igniting it. Charlie, had a bottle of alcohol with him, which had a piece of cloth on it, so he's like a bottle, floating into the spacecraft. And the spacecraft, destroys the house, and the spacecraft blows up. So, again, nice model there, nice explosion of the house, and this, and that alien spacecraft. How, it sticks and twigs, exploding, and yeah. That's pretty cool. I could watch the film. And the music is quite interesting with the techno type of music. Now with the dislikes. This is a typical B-grade movie. So the acting and the dialogue is not the greatest, but I wouldn't say it's the worst I've seen. It's a B-grade movie, so you have to expect this type of acting and dialogue. And I thought the cast did a good job in this film, and what they were given. And the directing and, yeah, was, movie quite cheesy in parts. And, yeah, that's all I kind of really can say about that. And, basically, what's a reality? My God, I can't return this movie many, many times. It's one of my all-time favorite, movies from when I was a young pre-teen or whatever how old I was when I first watched this. And it's a favorite of mine. And I say, yes, this movie is quite watchable. And I can return these many times. And those who not seen this movie, go ahead, watch this movie. You probably have a blast with this film. Because your typical 80s, monster creature movie, good comedy, horror, because this movie's got a lot of good humor, the critics swear, typical minor teen swearing, how teen talk, but nothing too major, and nothing, too really, nothing, no nudity or anything in this film. See some kissing and stuff. April and Steve, alone together, but no clothes are taken off. So, yeah, this movie, I would say it's good TV 12 and over. It's a fun movie, It's very watchable. The critic can get rid of the vicious, but they're not get too overboard. And they literally just one kill, which is Steve and Jeff, who gets pulled on the car, and of course, Jay gets attacked a few times. He gets his hand bitten, and shot a bit, and some blood involved there. So, no biggie. So, recap what I talk about. Yeah, but your typical, big grade 86 monster film, sci-fi horror comedy, where monsters or creatures, come from outer space and to come to Earth. The only one thing they have in mind is to feed. And these bounty hunters, basically aliens, come after them. And it's a fun movie, where the critics look, to puppetry, to the model, spacecraft, and how everything looked in this movie. And found the entrance music score to give it, cool techno type of music, if you call that. And I like how the movie just, starts, on that asteroid, with the critic escape and the bounty hunter come after him, and then it cuts to the title screen. And I like how the old fancy style, 1980s, style of, how the name reveal itself. Pretty cool. Kind of, the Thing style look there. Pretty cool. With the, it's all I mentioned is typical big grade movie. So, I would say, don't expect the greatest acting, and don't expect the greatest dialogue. And the directing, typical B grade, and same with the story. Overall, this is a fun movie, one of my all-time favorites. So, I give Critic an 8 out of 10. Thank you for checking out my movie review of Critics for 1986. If you like what you see, give me a like, and if you're new to my channel, great. Join our family and subscribe to my channel.